The visa for South Korea was approved, so there was no need for a plan B anymore. Still, as we sipped tea, there was something else which occupied our thoughts. That was a drone. The DJI Mini 4 Pro was the latest addition to our nice to have fancy gadgets, and it was high time to fly the drone before we packed our suitcases for the upcoming trip. But we can't fly it within the four walls, of course. Then where should we go? The government of Singapore has listed designated spots for flying drones, and among all the places, Marina Barrage near the Gardens by the Bay looked like the best option. But after reaching Gardens by the Bay, we faced another challenge, something which we completely overlooked: an overcast sky. Now, rain in Singapore has its mood. Don't be surprised if you find yourself caught in a sudden heavy downpour in the middle of the street, even though the weather forecast indicated a clear sky. Then what should we do? Should we go back? But determined to test our luck, we stepped inside the Gardens by the Bay with creases on our foreheads. The Marina Barrage was within a walkable distance. However, the green rooftop of the Marina Barrage was not our destination, because you were allowed to fly kites from the rooftop, not a drone. As the little one concentrated her attention towards blowing bubbles, we walked past the terrace and headed straight towards another open space near the banks of the water reservoir. Flying drones were allowed here. We had to fly the drone equipped with the knowledge gathered from the demo given by the salesman in the DJI showroom and several YouTube tutorials. I was confident that an overcast sky was not the only challenge we would face. With the waves lashing on the reservoir banks amidst the strong winds and a sky which didn't look promising, the evening was not an ideal one to fly a drone. The risk of the drone stuck in the rain was there undoubtedly, but we couldn't afford to go back after reaching so far. So we had to test the drone and bring it back safely before it started raining. And after much anticipation, the drone took off from the ground. But there is a thing about the drones. Although it is built to fly high and capture what you can't normally see standing on the ground, you want the drone to always stay before your eyes. I guess this attitude comes from the layers of self-doubts and a lack of confidence. Watching the drone fly several inches up from the wooden table inside the showroom under the supervision of the salesman was one thing, but making it fly 50 meters or 60 meters above the ground and sending it away to get a bird's eye view of a barrage spread across 10,000 hectares was another thing. A constant fear of losing control or the drone falling into the water body after draining the battery levels prevailed in our racing hearts. And yes, I was in a way right. The drone needed to be called back several times as the control panel frequently showed battery levels in red. The battery sets needed to be charged before the drone was sent back to the sky again. The root cause behind this challenge required an analysis. However, the drone still captured some decent shots of the Marina Barrage and Marina Bay Sands. My personal favorites were the shots which captured the reservoir, its banks, and the barren land in a single frame. The color combination of the land and the water impressed me, and above all the sky. The clouds were still floating on it, threatening us to return as they could start leaking anytime. But despite the hassles, I must say that flying the drone was a different feeling, because my experience with the drone shots was restricted to watching the stunning visuals they showed on YouTube. However, it would be too early to say if we would be able to touch that level of perfection in this learning phase. I hope the shots will improve more with time. But we were satisfied with the fact that we could fly the drone, capture something to show you and call it back without breaking or losing anything.